Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play of Hiveswap Friendsim. Last time we met Charon, an olive blood artist who creates works out of the junk they find. They also live really close to our tower hideout that we've been living in, so we're basically neighbors, so hopefully we can see each other again sometime. Maybe more often, maybe they'll show up in another route soon. But anyway. Now, we're going to meet... I don't remember, they're either Jade or Teal. I think they're Jade. Yeah, this person. Okay, she's reading... I think that's a she. They're reading a book. Wanshi, Adyata. And they do look like a Jade. If I got my colors right. Hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make one up for yourself. You turn your walk toward the book hive. A handful of your friends hangs out in there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why not? Oh, I like this music a lot. It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you manage to avoid the siren song of the brain room once more. Your destination tonight is the room you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. It's understandable, after your office experience with Torona, why this is their neutral meeting ground. Unfortunately, a casual stroll through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Damn. You consider trying out a higher stakes locale when... Wait! You see a shoe peeking out from one of the bigger hexagonal book hole things. Shelves? It really doesn't maximize space to have shelves shaped like that. Oh, those are bookshelves? Wow, I didn't even realize. That is very inefficient. Whatever. If you get caught up in trying to make paltry shit like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself to madness before you can figure out if this shoe belongs to someone you know. You walk toward it, and the shoe is revealed to be on the strut pod of a troll whose head is barely peeking out over a book, and, nope, a Jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller in the hexagon, burying her face deeper into Scribble Journal of a Gullible Wiggler. So, Diary of a Wimpy Kid? It's not the most inviting posture, to be sure. The polite thing to do would be to keep moving, probably, but you feel a little off about that. You gently nudge your foot into hers where it still peeks out of the shelf and ask if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience, if nothing else. The book lowers. I'm great. Just going on a journey of the imagination through some classic literature. Nothing to see here. Ah man, it's another kid. You know young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones, but as well acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth. So you're equipped to help. Plus, it's not like you haven't befriended a few tween sweet equivalents here on Alternia anyway. You successfully didn't get murdered by amnesia, and you did a passable job befriending Torona and Karako. Though, sometimes you wake up shaking, the remnants of dreams where you filled them on loop in your brain, where they... You shake that horror from your mind and try to look as non-threatening as possible. Not that's particularly hard for you as you speak. So, now the character is dreaming about their deaths. This is getting very interesting. Ask her if she's seen the brain room. You still get the feeling she might need some help, so you ease into it. Maybe she'll open up a bit as you talk. You tell her this book hive has a huge gallery full of brains and jars if she wants to go check it out. Oh, what's... Is that... Oh, whoa, what's a brain? I want to see. Oh, she's cute. She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt. She stands up. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head, her locks bouncing against her shoulders. I'm Wanshi. Also, I know who you are if you were wondering. I wouldn't go wandering off with just anyone, quest for brains or not. I may be only 5.5 sweeps, but I'm not stupid, ooh-woo. That's wonderful. So she's a bit younger than Karkat and the other trolls were when they first met the kids. So I guess that'd be the equivalent of like, I don't know, like 10, 11-ish in human years. I know there's an actual math conversion, but I can't do math right now. She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice, so you try to be a force of calm. A real motherfucking Glade plug-in of Zen, stinking up the place with your chill vibes. You walk toward the atrium, making small talk on the way. You apologize if you made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing young Jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you like she's weighing the implications of what you just said. Okay, I see there's no use trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak. Did it involve pumpkins by any chance? Oh? Did they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in favor of her own question. Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What's a brain? Oh, look at all these trolls. This is a very serious looking troll. And this person is just like, help. Oh, right. You round the curve of the room and point in the window. Think pans. Oh, whoa. On her tiptoes, she peeks to the bottom of the window. I've never seen one up close before. She tries the door handle, but still as locked as it always was. She looks at you expectantly. Well, can we go in or what? A surly-eyed guard starts not so subtly watching you, drumming her fingers on the handle of her mace. Ah, Globes. You were trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you fucked up and forgot that this room was off limits. Taking a kid to break and enter is, well, it's pretty much par for the course, actually. But it's not what you meant to be doing. Nah, you saw it. Looking only. And now you're done. Great. Time to move along. Ugh, lame. Wanshi doesn't pick up on the danger behind her, even with your hurried speech. You change the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not for more books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't. Oh, I was trying to get to BeastCon. Okay, I was thinking, based on those little ooh-woo things, that she might be a furry, which is 100% okay with me. But I'm pretty sure she's a furry now. It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for the Soldier Per Beast meetup. My fanfiction is pretty popular, ooh-woo. I have a lot of fans going, and I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them. But I don't know where anything is out here, so I got lost. She takes a breath and a step finally, but then stops and clasps her hands together. Oh! The guard starts walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down the curved staircase. You can make it, but you can't just leave her here to take the fall. Wanshi keeps talking, oblivious. Linnera's always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. Do you know where the con is? I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce her little emoticons. We could go together. The guard gets closer. You gotta make a decision and fast. I don't really know what the difference between these is, because I don't think we know in the first place, so take her. Anything to get you both out of here. Grabbing her hand, you say you know the way and make a run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back at the guard, taking her hand off her mace, reassures you that you move fast enough. Once you're around the corner from the book hive, you stop and catch your breath. Why stop now? Lead the way, alien friend. You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She can hold her hoofbeast for a minute while you locate your fucking bearings and think. You looked up this con earlier when Tagiri and Polypa invited you. Oh really? So Tagiri and Polypa invited us to a con? Specifically a furry con, or is BeastCon something different? They'd said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting, low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you chickened out. You guess changing your mind and going could be okay. You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshi along, but it seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyway, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone. Plus, none of your friends make you feel better protected than Polypa. I know, right? Google Maps says it's not far. Well, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous clusterfucks before, so what's one more? Your regular Giles Corey of bullshit scenarios. I don't know who Giles Corey is. Pow, those sumbitches on. You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that will lead you toward the outskirts of town. Wanshi curtsies and falls in your direction. It seems like she doesn't need you to come up with the things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower pulled towards the bright newness of everything she sees, and chock full of commentary about all of it. Wow, I've read about moonlight, duh, but seeing it make everything glow is totally different. So this is literally her first time outside the brooding caverns, huh? Impressive. Look at all the dew on this prickle frond. If you get up close and look, you can see the reflection of your own eye and the moon's. You do as she does, and damn if that ain't a bunch of orbs reflected back at you, floating on the curve of a purpley-green meniscus. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. You tell her it's actually kind of nice, actually, to meet someone who's experiencing this place for the first time. Yeah, the caverns are fine, but there's so much to see out here. Everyone else sneaks out. I don't know why it took me so long to try. No, actually I do. Getting in trouble sucks and I hate it. But it worked out! Here we are, experiencing it all together. Yeah, you can feel your anxiety lifting. Just a little. Just the part that's applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win. Walking and talking and taking in the night makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with. I snuck out when Nilera was supposed to be giving me some boring jade duty lesson. But with yelling. I don't have a palm husk, so I couldn't look up the con once I was away from my husk top. I just wandered till I gave up and found the book hive. That's a powerful nerd homing beacon she must have. Wanshi flexes. You know it. You smell what's around the corner before you see it. Having sidestepped your fair share of corpses in your travels and having had your hand in creating a few more, you know how to prepare yourself. Wanshi, on the other hand. Yeah, this is where, Amisha and Chahat were hunting earlier, so there's probably some dead bodies in there. You know the brooding caverns aren't some diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you're also not sure how much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes into view. Whoa. She takes a tentative step toward what's left of the troll and then retreats, hovering close to you. It feels like you should keep moving, like you should avert your eyes and carry on or whatever the fuck before the drones come by to clean up, but she's still staring. Her steps when she finally takes them are soft. She crouches down, leans in with reverent scrutiny. It looks different, not in a jar. You wonder to yourself as Wanshi shakily takes it all in, if bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it ground into them by necessity. I said that weird, sorry. By necessity, by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. Next, because your brain is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. Wanshi doesn't look away for a while. You go over and put your hand on her shoulder and she stands up and walks away with you. There is no ceremony to it. No placing of leaves over the remains. No prayer. I don't get... She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in the direction you were walking. She looks confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. You guess you could have given her more time to process it, but you're not sure comprehending death is really a thing you can just, figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beast, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon after, the pointy-top tents of the con rise over the horizon. Once she starts running, dragging you behind her. Okay, I'm just gonna say it now, she's adorable and she's like a little sister. Oh shit, here we come! She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though it's less an excitement thing and more an emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that. Oh cool! Look at all these different bloodcasts coming together to celebrate beasts, I guess? We're BeastCon, right? You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls all around. Full disclosure, I've never actually been to a convention before. I would love to one day. Also, this guy only has one leg. It's like some unholy combination of AnimeCon and Renaissance Fair, but with more people walking around sporting recently inflicted limps. Oh, that's probably why. Also tag yourself, I'm this guy. In an attempt not to focus on that, you look around for your other friends and ask her what she's excited to see and do here before her meetup starts. Does she want snacks? It looks like there are snacks. Yeah, I could want some frazzled saccharine fluff candy in a bit. But yeah, there's a lot to do. There's the collar bear riding, the cosplay competition, oh, cosplay. Like cosplay. But slaying. You cut her off. Doesn't she mean cosplay? There are trolls you think might be in cosplay, or maybe that's just like how some trolls dress. Yeah, there's that too if you don't want to get your claws too bloody. Ah, jeez. There's the old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There are other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good? You try not to think of the body you saw here as an omen. There are bodies all over the place here on Alternia. You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You could message Polypa and Tagiri to see where they're at, but your thumb gravitates toward Spranya's gripe profile. Oh, something just ran by. Right when you decide you're being dumb and pocket your phone, I'm going to have to pause that while I'm editing and just see what that was, unless they show it in a second. A lot happens at once. Once she starts to pull you towards a dude in a utility kilt handing out flyers, a bowel-rending sound rends, well, your bowels, and then a massive armored bear with huge beefy biceps hurtles through the grounds, hollering and grinding tents and congoers alike into a bent, splintered pulp. Oh, there's a collar bear. We get to see one for the first time. Wanshi stares frozen as the beast rampages towards you both. Oh no. She whimpers and looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her. And she knows it. You picture 100 outcomes. 1,000,000. You want to work toward the end where you see where you save everyone who hasn't already gotten squished, are elected grand human, and no one ever gets fucking trampled again. But there's no time for that one. Instead, you pick up Wanshi, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle arm strength, you reach for the handle of a katana from a vendor's rack, and hope to fuck it's not only for display. You've never felt less prepared to take something on in your life. You've never felt more sure you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. That is a very, very bloody bear. The beast charges you, teeth bared and rainbow bloody. You hold your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle like Tagiri taught you. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade into its chest. The collar bear lays on top of you, the last of its life twitching out of it, as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Through your darkening vision and under the furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her. From the edge of the woods, eyes wide and watery with understanding, Wanshi picks herself up. Did we die? I was expecting that very sudden end. I'm guessing we sacrificed ourselves to kill the color bear. Let's just pretend to take her now. You've heard of the con she's talking about. You're thinking of going with Tagiri and Polypa anyway, but the list of activities seemed a little too dangerous, honestly. These past few months, you've been up to your ass in close calls, and you'd quite frankly like to cut back on them, including, you know, the one your ass is currently embroiled in. You make some non-committal noises as you work out how to tell her. Wanshi crosses her arms and leans back against the brain room door, which the guard really does not like, if her increased speed and mace brandishment is any indication. Okay, yeah, you say, let's go right now. Your hype is contagious, even though you're completely faking it. She claps and bounds behind you down the stairs. A quick tug at her wrist pulls her out of the mace's trajectory as the guard chucks it at you from above. It thuds mightily against the wall by the door, and you both make it outside unbloodied. Checking behind you to confirm you're not being followed, you don't stop running until you're both safely around the corner. Wanshi giggles through catching her breath. Wow, that was a close one. Librarians, am I right? She grins and takes your hands. My first thought on that was the Night Vale librarians, which are indeed something to be feared. Can you believe we only just met and already were having bonding hijinks? I didn't think making a friend would be so simple. I can't wait to hang out even more at the con. Her smile is a knife in your pusher. She's so excited about your budding friendship, and here you are gutlessly hiding the fact that you have no intention of taking her from one dangerous situation to another. Maybe you would have agreed if you were in a braver mood, but you just don't know if you're up for more life and death babysitting adventures right now. What you should do, probably, is get her home. You don't tell her any of this, of course. Instead, you agree and check Google Maps. The con is down the road to the left. The caverns are to the right. Leading her straight back home would be too obvious, so you take a meandering route. Everything you pass seems to impress her. The frankly bonkers range of architecture styles, the shivery carnivorous plants, the burnt-out wreckage of someone's hive, and the flickering starlight all around. She is observing a worm crossing the sidewalk, out here all exposed, all squishy and brave, when you point out a cool rock eager to keep her wonderment going. Really? She puts her hand on her cocked tip. You think we don't have rocks in the caverns? Try harder. She rolls her eyes at you, but she's still grinning. You accept the challenge and tell her there's something she's definitely never seen up ahead. Bring it. You lead the way. It's been a hot minute since you've been back over here. You're interested to see it again. Is it our ship? Still, this side jaunt feels like delaying the inevitable. You know she's going to be pissed at you when she realizes you tricked her, but you can't help wanting to show her more cool stuff while you can. Anything to see that wide-eyed appreciation for any tiny new thing. Yep, there it is! What's left of your spaceship comes into view as you round the bend. There really isn't that much left to show off, but Wanshi is still into it. She runs over and starts inspecting the rubble. You wonder what happened to the freshly missing parts. Maybe Vicari has come back to scavenge some more. Shit. Vicari, you haven't talked to that guy in forever. You've got to text him later tonight, but you still feel guilty. It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with how viscerally you crave them. You want to be good for everyone, but there are so many things that you can mean, and you've never stopped feeling like you're treading water. Wanshi emerges from the hole, clambering up on top of a black metal box and wavering around some inscrutable rusty bullshit. Oh, there's so many fiddly little parts! This was how you got here? She observes you for a second or two, then nods her approval. That's pretty cool. Any old lady can wreck a spaceship. It takes someone with brains to break out of the brooding caverns. Well, when you put it that way, you're completely right. She winks and pockets some of the pieces. Are you ready to keep moving? I don't want to miss the meetup, and it's happening right after Horseroni jousting, which should be ending pretty soon. You're not sure what to tell her. For some reason, Vicari won't leave your mind. Your sorry ass hasn't managed to keep up with all the friends you did earn. Maybe it's for the best that you're deciding to take her home. Her safety is more important than her liking you. You sigh and start to fess up. Even if she left here right now, you're far enough away from the con grounds that she'd miss it. You were afraid. Afraid to go, afraid she'd run off if you didn't stick with her, afraid of not knowing what to do next. You what? You made me miss my one chance to do something fun for a change. Just because you're too much of a scaredy purr beast to go to a fun nerd party? It wasn't just that. You also wanted to keep her safe, to take her home. She stomps her foot in frustration, tears forming in the corners of her eyes. Why do you think you can just make decisions for other people? Why don't you go home if that's so great? Your mouth shuts, words gone. She follows your gaze back to the wreck of your only shutout and winces. I didn't mean... I know you can't. I just wanted... She sits down in the grass, defeated. You sit too, a ginger distance away. No, her anger is fair. God, this sucks. You hadn't meant to deprive someone of a small joy here on this bitch of an Alternia. Yeah, it's the worst. She sighs and runs her claws along the tops of the spiny purple grass. After a few minutes of silence, she speaks. Too late to do anything about it now. I'm still super angry with you. But I'm glad that you were honest, I guess. Even if it took you too long. I'm not used to people being straight with me. I feel like the older everyone gets, the more they lie. Or at least the more annoying it is that they don't expect you to notice when they're lying. Not that I can super tell how old you are. Your alien physiology is a little inscrutable, but, you know, more or less. Your palm husk buzzes, interrupting your train of thought. You both look down at your two new texts. Are you sure you still don't want to join? Things are beginning to get interesting over here, and you may have the privilege of seeing me at peak performance if you come by. Stay put. There's a collar bear on the loose. I don't want you on the already very long casualty list. You do a quick gorgle and holy shit. Social media is already on fire with the news of a con attraction getting free and mangling attendees left and right. The familiar ghostly feeling of a near miss shivers down your back. Nope, that's deja vu from the thing that we just experienced. Whoa. Her eyebrows pull together as she works through the images she's seeing on the screen and what it could have meant for her. She's still a little teary from before. I guess, thanks? Not that you did on purpose, but I guess maybe it worked out okay. I do love not being trampled, but it still sucks I didn't get to go make friends. You don't want to be too presumptuous, especially after all that, but maybe this day might still be salvageable, new acquaintance-wise. Once she blinks back her disappointment and puts on an attempt at a smile. Maybe. Might as well see. What was she gonna do with her new friends? Maybe on your way back to the caverns you guys could talk about soldier purbeasts, or... Oh, I just realized soldier purbeasts, that's warrior cats! I love warrior cats, I've been reading those books since I was like 5 or whenever they came out. I'm still into it, though I haven't read all of them yet. There's so many. Or scary horse jousting, or whatever else she wanted to do there. She stands up and crosses her arms, looking you over, her smile turning real. You think you got what it takes to roleplay? You stand up too. You're super cool with roleplay. I did Warrior Cats roleplaying when I was in elementary school on Neopets. Yeah. You've basically been doing that since you landed. So what's the deal again, you ask as you start walking her home. Magic cats? Magic? What are you, some kind of wiggler? No, there's no magic in Soldier Purbeasts. Unless you count StarClan, though that's more like spirituality than magic. She rolls her eyes at you and then hunches her shoulders, claws spread, eyes darting from bush to bush along the sidewalk ahead of you. Unless you mean power of your own wits, the sorcery of all your senses lining at once as you get ready to pounce, the hypnotic spell-like rhythm of your own pusher beating in time with your praise. She straightens up and grins. That kind of stuff. Anyway, it's really fun. Let's play. She's bounced back so fully. You get the feeling that not many people indulge her in this. It reminds you of your younger self, and your heart crunches up a bit. Yeah, honestly, she's basically me when I was in elementary school, in like early middle school. Fuck yeah, let's play. You mean heck yeah. Don't patronize me. Fuck yeah. Wanshi giggles. Fuck yeah. Okay, so little lost you can be from the Space Cast. Let's call you Twinklepaw. I'll be Wild Wisp from the Solar Glare clan. Nice. She clearly seems to think you should be impressed or intimidated by this, but you don't really know what's going on, so you nod. Twinklepaw. Got it. This is totally Warrior Cats. I'm so happy. So you'll stumble upon me while I'm taking down a nut creature, scaring it away with your incompetence. Sound good? She peppers her walk with skips, talking up a veritable storm of world building. Her voice gets low and rumbly when she quits saying the scene and gets into character. Little one, what do you think you're doing, setting strut paw in our territory? You've made me lose my creature feast. What do you have to say for yourself? Ah, fuck, it's your turn. You didn't see where you were going. You're sorry, though. You know how hard it is to come by a good meal. Fool, you think me so poor tracker that I'm hurt by such a loss? I can find another. I find offense only in that you clearly do not respect the bond between hunter and hunted. You blunder in and interrupt the sacred rhythm of my fangs, its neck, or its claws, my face. Now neither of us can know who would have prevailed. Ah, geez, you're still, really sorry about your shut paws. You're constantly sticking those into other people's sacred dances. Maybe there's some more nut guys over there? Wanshi stops walking and gives you a withering look. Is that really the best you can do? No? You'll try again. How dare this purbeast accuse you of such a thing? Your intentions are as noble as the wild pusher that thrumps in your, bone cabinet? Wanshi bounces, hands and fists, grinning. A little over the top, and not really a StarCast approach, but you're getting there. You practice finding your soldier's characterization weak sweet spot as you walk her home. You take the most direct route, but you let her stop to explain Purby's grooming habits, to breathe in the rotting perfume of a flower, and to appreciate yet another sidewalk braving worm. Eventually you reach the cave entrance you know. Oh, Lanera's very mad. And standing under its eave is Lanera. A very pissed-looking Lanera, which isn't, your favorite mode for that particular friend. What was her voice? Where have you been? I said I'd be right back. Not, hey, go run off and leave me to make excuses for you. Well, I'm back now. You can get over it. I know you won't tattle. You don't want Bronya to know you lost track of me. Watch yourself. Lanera glares fireballs at her and then turns to you, softening the tiniest of bits. Thank you for bringing the short one back. Do you want to come in? You appreciate her politeness, but nah, you should go and let the jade settle down and everything. Plus, you have another friend you need to check up on. Before you say anything to Wanshi about how you hope she ended up having an okay time, she scurries off around the corner, calling back over her shoulder. Wait, I have something I want to give you before you go. So you wait. Lanera keeps looking at you, arms still crossed. You better be glad she's okay. If she got hurt, I could never... I would be in so much trouble. Oh, she's giving me... That looks like, The Darkest Hour, the 6th book in the first series. Because it's matching the cover art where, like, Firestar is looking down and he's like the lion reflection in the water. You can tell I'm a giant warrior cat nerd, I'm sorry. You don't have to call her unsecretly caring because once she comes running back with something in her hands, her hair bounding behind her. Here! Read this, then maybe when you come back to visit me you'll be, a little more informed about the Soldier Purbeast universe. I only have one person to play with here, and he usually pretends he's too cool because he doesn't absolutely love Purbeast cast drama. Okay, I think I know who the he is. I have been spoiled that there's a, Jadeblood who's a transgender man, so... I think his name is, like, Lank? I don't know how to pronounce it. Lankwe? Something. But I'm guessing that might be him. She bows a little as she offers the book to you. It is tattered with love. It's my personal copy, but I think I can trust you with it, Twinklepaw. What do you say? You clutch it to your chest and tell her that you will guard it with all the honor and Spitfire's Starcast has to its hallowed name. Best book buddies! Thank you for sharing your Warriors book with me, although you should have given me Into the Wild first instead of The Darkest Hour. You know, start me from the beginning. Although the Darkest Hour is one of the best books in my opinion. That's such a great one. Let's ask her if Bronya's around. Did she come here with someone? Bronya maybe? You know Jades her age aren't really supposed to be out and about outside the caverns. Oh, I see. You're a snitch. Want she out? With that, she tucks her legs up against her and rolls out of the shelf with the agility only youth can manage and takes off between the stacks. You chase after her, but wherever her next hiding spot is must be even better. Eventually you give up. Youth roll. She's very good at youth rolling. Alright, I think that's everything for Wanshi. So, book buddies, you roleplayed with the resident Tome Wriggler. Bookworm. Okay, I get it. Alright, I like her. She's very cute. Like I said, she's basically me when I was younger, so... yeah, she's a cutie. I hope we get to hang out some more sometime. And I'm glad that our character realized they haven't spent a lot of time with Vakari and they want to go chat with him for a while. Just to see how he's doing. Make sure he's not too broken from jumping off cliffs. That's very sweet. And once again, they keep mentioning the character, like, being aware of the bad endings to some extent, which is very fascinating to me. And we don't have a lot left. We only have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, maybe? I don't know. Because these are probably the same troll, and I think I know who this is. If I'm right. So. Although there is this one thing here at the end, so I don't know. And I was not looking at any of the words, by the way. Because I don't want to spoil myself more than I am. Anyway. Thanks for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!